Guys, I I really do love it when freaking Rand Paul basically gives it to Dr. Fauci. I do because we all know how see Dr. Fauci is one of the most idiotic public figures to when it comes to um, the medical field. He was the highest paid government official all last year. He got paid more than the freaking president. Think about that for a second. And here's the thing, people, yeah, I'm sorry. People should not be actually listening to Dr. Fauci because this man literally flip flops over the place about mandates, vaccines, and all that stuff. He said first he's saying don't First he's saying don't wear a mask. Now he's saying you should wear a mask. Now he's saying don't wear a mask if you vaccinated. Now you're saying you do need to wear a mask when you're vaccinated. Yeah, Dr. Fauci and the WHO and the CDC they keep on switching they freaking mandates left and right every like 2 or 3 months. And at this point, it's really freaking frustrated. So the reason I'm talking about this right now is because apparently freaking Rand Paul just handed another L to Dr. Fauci. Another L. What is it, like the third time Rand Paul handed Dr. Fauci another L? Seriously, I would never get tired of Rand Paul and Jim Jordan basically just saying like, "Yo, Dr. Fauci, we are literally showing you everything that the CDC and the WHO said and what you said, but apparently now you want to change it up. That's what you're doing. You want to change it up now that we calling your lying behind out on it. But apparently some people ain't getting that memo that Dr. Fauci is nothing but a political hack. Some people are not getting that. You would have these people who are madly in love with Dr. Fauci, like freaking Maxine Waters, that dumb old bitch, saying she loves Dr. Fauci. People are praising Dr. Fauci like he's freaking God, like he's God. It's really frustrating at this point, people. It really is. I really don't get it. I don't get why anybody can get it. So let me show you a video from Blaze TV internet account, not internet account, Twitter account, basically saying Senator Rand Paul, as you are aware, is a crime to a lot of Congress.
And Senator Paul, you do not know what you are talking about, quite frankly, and I want to say that officially. You do not know what you are talking about. Okay, you get one person.
Let's read for the NIH definition of gain of function. This is your definition that you guys wrote. Dr. Fauci, as you are aware, it is a crime to lie to Congress. Section 1001 of the U.S. Criminal Code creates a felony and a 5-year penalty for lying to Congress. On your last trip to our committee on May 11th, you stated that the NIH has not ever and does not now fund gain-of-function research in the Wuhan Institute of Virology. And yet, gain-of-function research was done entirely in the Wuhan Institute by Dr. Shi and was funded by the NIH. I'd like to ask unanimous consent to insert into the record the Wuhan virology paper entitled Discovery of a Rich Gene Pool of Bat SARS-Related Coronaviruses. Please deliver a copy of the journal article to Dr. Fauci. In this paper, Dr. Shi credits the NIH and lists the actual number of the grant that she was given by the NIH. In this paper, she took 2 bat coronavirus genes, spike genes, and combined them with a SARS-related backbone to create new viruses that are not found in nature. These lab-created viruses were then shown to replicate in humans. These experiments combine genetic information from different coronaviruses that infect animals but not humans to create novel artificial viruses able to infect human cells. Viruses that in nature only infect animals were manipulated in the Wuhan lab to gain the function of infecting humans. This research fits the definition of the research that the NIH said was subject to the pause in 2014 to 2017, a pause in funding on gain of function. But the NIH failed to recognize this, defines it away, and it never came under any scrutiny. Dr. Richard E. Bright, a molecular biologist from Rutgers, described this research in Wuhan as the Wuhan lab used NIH funding to construct novel chimeric SARS-related coronaviruses able to infect human cells and laboratory animals. This is high-risk research that creates new potential pandemic pathogens that exist only in the lab, not in nature. This research matches, these are Dr. E. Bright's words, this research matches, indeed epitomizes, the definition of gain-of-function research, done entirely in Wuhan, for which there was supposed to be a federal pause. Dr. Fauci, knowing that it is a crime to lie to Congress, do you wish to retract your statement of May 11th where you claimed that the NIH never funded gain-of-function research in Wuhan?
Senator Paul, I have never lied before the Congress.
Microphone.
Your microphone.
Senator Paul, I have never lied before the Congress, and I do not retract that statement. This paper that you are referring to was judged by qualified staff up and down the chain as not being gain of function. Let me finish.
You take an animal virus and you increase its transmissibility to humans.
Right.
You're saying that's not gain of function?
Yeah, that is correct. And Senator Paul, you do not know what you are talking about, quite frankly. And I want to say that officially. You do not know what you are talking about. Okay, you get one person.
Let's read from the NIH definition of gain of function. This is your definition that you guys wrote. It says that scientific research that increases the transmissibility among mammals is gain of function. They took animal viruses that only occur in animals and they increased their transmissibility to humans. How you can say that is not gain of function?
It is not.
It's a dance, and you're dancing around this because you're trying to obscure responsibility for 4 million people dying around the world from a pandemic.
And let's send Dr. Fauci.
I have to, well, now you're getting into something. If the point that you are making is that the grant that was funded as a sub-award from EcoHealth to Wuhan created SARS-CoV-2, that's where you are getting. Let me finish.
We don't know.
Well,
we don't
wait
know
a minute.
If it didn't come from the lab, but all the evidence is pointing that it came from the lab, and there will be responsibility for those who funded the lab, including yourself.
I totally
This committee
resent,
will allow the witness to respond.
I totally resent the lie that you are now propagating, Senator, because if you look at the viruses that were used in the experiments, that were given in the annual reports, that were published in the literature, it is molecularly impossible.
No one's saying those viruses caused it.
It
no
is
one is alleging that those viruses caused the pandemic. What we're alleging is that gain-of-function research was going on in that lab, and NIH funded it.
That is
not.
not.
Get away from it. It meets your definition, and you are obfuscating the truth.
I'm not obfuscating the truth.
Senator
You're
Paul's
the one.
time is expired, but I will allow the witness to.
Let me just finish. I want everyone to understand that if you look at those viruses, and that's judged by qualified virologists and evolutionary biologists, those viruses are molecularly impossible
No one's
to
saying
result
they are. No
in
one's saying those viruses
SARS-CoV-2.
caused the pandemic.
Senator Paul,
We're saying they are gain-of-function viruses because they were
They're not.
animal viruses that became more transmissible in human, and you funded it.
And you
admit the truth.
And you
Senator
implying
Paul, your time has expired, and I will allow witnesses who come before this committee to respond.
and you are implying that what we did was responsible for the deaths of individual. I totally resent
could
that.
have been.
And if
And it
anybody
could
is
have been.
lying here, Senator, it is you.
Senator Smith.
So Rand Paul brought forth the fact the emails, what Dr. Fauci's what his team commentated as NHI like research. I'm not okay. So I'm not a pro in all this medical field junk. But apparently, a lot of people took the side of Rand Paul and saying like, yo, anybody who founded the Wuhan virus, I'm sorry, anybody who founded the lab where the Wuhan virus was originated, they will face a penalty for basically being a part of starting this whole pandemic, and that's what Rand Paul is going with. Me, I ain't got a problem with that because the virus put the whole freaking planet on a standstill, and some people think it's okay to not take blame at the Chinese Communist government. That's what a lot of people fail to realize. And then you got the freaking the freaking kings of child pedophilia. The Lincoln Project. You got these people taking the side of Dr. Fauci, and you have Dr. Fauci Messiah lovers. See, if anybody watched the video, they would see how Rand Paul's left palm was basically doing this, squirming. He was getting frustrated because Rand Paul was calling him out on some of the things that, you know, people should have called him out since the beginning. But since it's Rand Paul, since it's the Democrats' Messiah, they don't care. Here you go. He's so squirmy. Because he's trying not to come across that table and grab Rand by his fucking neck. He is so pissed off. Anger causes body language. So tell me, okay, so I can get Dr. Fauci was angry because Rand Paul was calling him out. But Rand Paul, I'm pretty sure Rand Paul was frustrated as well. You ain't see him doing all that. You ain't see him doing all that. Dr. Fauci was squirming because he was getting called out. And the whole, you're going to be arrested for funding the lab that created the Wuhan virus. I'm pretty sure that would make anybody squirm stupid. And Rand Paul's reaction or lack of tells the whole story. No anger at being called a liar. No reply, breaks eye contact, and looks down. Because Fauci's right and Paul just got owned in front of the whole world by someone who's 1,000 times the man he'll ever be. They go again right there. Dr. Fauci, dick suckers. That's what this is. The dick suckers. 20 plus years ago, I was privileged to a couple months of my residency training at NIAID under Dr. Fauci, and my father published important work with him in the 80s. Tony is literally the greatest physician scientist of our lifetime. Today is the day that scientists struck back. Science struck back. 20 years. Unit. Stupid. I stand with Dr. Fauci. Keep up the good work. Something Rand Paul would never be. The most influential people who lie to the American people every goddamn day. Dr. Fauci. Finally, the man showed the spine over a year late. I don't know. They talk about Dr. Fauci or Rand Paul. Thank you, Dr. Fauci, for always telling the truth. What truth? This dude freaking manhandling of the whole COVID-19 thing got a lot of states shut down and a lot of people killed. Imagine spending all those years in med school, becoming the nation's leading infectious disease doctor, only to have to stand in front of a bunch of politicians whose only concern is discredit you and turn the public against you. Mad respect, doc. Hey man, I don't know what clown world that you live in, but a lot of people with common sense don't respect Dr. Fauci. With common sense, you obviously don't have You obviously don't have common sense. Thank you, Dr. Fauci, for calling out Rand Paul for his misinformation or disinformation, depending on his intent. Hey, dude, I don't know. Hey, man, I don't know what the hell you supposed to be. I don't know if you. Is that a chick? Is that a chick? Oh my god, that's Ricky E.T.'s albino sister. But yeah, man, you would have people really deride all over Dr. Fauci because they really believe that this guy, Dr. Fauci, the guy who flip-flops about everything when it comes to mandates, this dude flip-flops everything. When was the last time you guys actually seen Dr. Fauci with the do a press conference with the White House press secretary? I have not seen him do one with Jen Psaki. Yeah, I may be wrong. I don't really watch Jen Psaki because she's a freaking idiot. You may have seen me do it with Trump, but it seems like the Biden administration doesn't want anything to do with Fauci for real, which is why they're basically not having his back right now. You only have the praisers, the slave mentality idiots that say Dr. Fauci was right. He's the GOAT. He's the science god. Stuff like that. Yeah, here's one replies from Blaze TV. Fauci needs his ass kicked. He is no longer worried about prosecution or investigation because he knows the propagandists and the Democrat puppet masters won't allow it. Okay, so you know that. Watch Anthony Fauci's presentation of gain-of-function research on viruses. He presents a slide from New York Times editorial, and engineer Doomsday was pointing out if a virus escaped the lab, it would kill millions. That's weird. I might have to get to that one later. It is. Yeah. So if all this is true, then Dr. Fauci should be in jail for this. He should. He should be in jail for all this. Hey, I ain't got a problem with it. They just sent what's his name? That one guy that was supposed to be Donald Trump's downfall. They sent him to jail because he literally tried to extort $30 million out of Nike. Nike said, "Fuck that. We coming for that ass." So yeah, it's stuff like this. The Democrats have these people's fingers dangling around their freaking fingertips, and I find it hilarious how apparently when somebody calls out Fauci, they get so protective of him, like they actually know who Dr. Fauci is. They know him personally. They say, "Hey man, don't mess with Dr. Fauci. He's our best friend. He's our God. He's our Messiah. He's this. He's better than God." Just stupid stuff like that, people. Just stupid stuff like that. Anyway, let me guys know what y'all think about this. Do you guys think Rand Paul got Dr. Fauci again, or do you think Dr. Fauci got Rand Paul? You let me know in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe, share this video. I will see y'all next one. Peace.